Alright then, Boo Rudetoons here. This is the first video I'll have made with my new tablet because my old one refused to turn on. And I'm looking at two of my brand new comics. I've only got 4 copies of each to sell because I only printed 6 of each. Then I kept 1 of each. And then my mum wanted 1 of each. So I've only got 4. 4 of Nightshade issue 1 and 4 of Impossible Man issue 1 to sell. Signed, and I always do a little surprise sketch with each one. So let's have a little look at them. This is Impossible Man, issue 1. I created him a very long time ago. He was one of my first full superhero design superheroes back in 2005, 6-ish. He is a hard light hologram. He's an alien that a crystal alien that to survive his entire world, all his people turned into power rings, and then those power rings have DNA locks on them, which a person wears or an alien wears, and that basically turns them on, and a hard light projection of the alien, the Impossible Man, comes out. So let's have a look. And he fights evil and saves the world. Oh, these two are my copies, so it's okay them being on my work surface here. Created by Boo Rudetoons, that's me. There he is, the Impossible Man. We find out how his crystal world exploded, and to survive, all of his race turned into little power rings. Carved their bodies into power rings. His crossed the fathoms of space and ended up on Earth. In prehistory, in the Dark Ages and everything. There he is, Ancient Impossible Man. We find out about the different bearers who have worn him, or worn his ring rather, which released him. And every time, whatever the morals and ethics were of the person that wore him, they became his guiding principles. But today, nom 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 nom, a giant Cthulhu is eating the city. Again. Flies into action. Ooh, fuck are you? See, now Impossible Man, he's my Superman type superhero. Lives in his impossible tower. He doesn't want to hurt everybody, but that doesn't mean that everybody won't hurt. What is wrong with you, dude? I'm just enjoying myself, and now you're all up in my face. Yeah, that's right, giant squiddy Cthulhu monster person. No. Ooh. See? Shrinks him. Oh man, this blows holes. I'm tiny. See, Impossible Man wants to rescue him, get him back on. Fuck my butternuts. Look at all this damage. Why didn't you kill that thing? Throw him into the sun, or... Because I'm a superhero, DCI whammer. All life has a right to live. I'll throw you into the sun, you fat fuck. I added fat fuck. There's his impossible tower. See? Atomic dinosaurs. It's full of comedy, action, a little bit of politics, oof, characterization, justice and cake. There we go. Sketchbook designs of the characters. Space in the back for me to do a sketch. The Impossible Man, issue 1. And Nightshade, issue 1. I have a few black superheroines and superheroes, but this is the first comic I've actually printed of one of my black superheroines. And Black Boomerang was the first comic I printed of one of my black superheroes, because he's an Aboriginal superhero. Nightshade, issue 1. Created, drawn by me, all that good stuff. Both covers by me. See? It's the White Wasp. Fighting. Fucking chaff. This comic, it's got lots of comedy. Lots of comedy for you. It also lays down a lot of the floor work for most of my superheroes, explaining where they live, how they get their costumes, the kind of stuff they get up to. Strange, says Red Rooster. Where did this pencil come from? But pencils aren't allowed. Oh, bugger. Guess you found me. Time to rock this party. Cripes. Holy shit for crackers. That's right. It's pencil heads. Because you know that none of my supervillains are normal. They're all really weird. There's a White Wasp. White Wasp is getting in on it. Boom, boom. There's characters. Lots of fighting, lots of action, some boobies. Tells you what's happening in the next issue. Sketchbook in the back, of course. More pages, blank pages for me to do an original sketch inside. I've started to like putting the characters' origins on the back cover. Or the introductions, rather. Because, I mean, the introductions, I used to put them on the inside cover, and I still do on some of my comics, but... So there we go. Nightshade issue 1, The Impossible Man issue 1. I've only got 4 copies to sell. You can message me on Instagram, on Etsy, on Facebook if you want to get a copy. Usually, I sell them for £6 each, signed with a sketch. But it tends to cost about £10 shipping worldwide because I get international tracking. I get an international tracking number so that you and me can both see where the comic goes to in the world. It's just extra security and safety, really, because so many different people, have stuff going missing from dodgy posties. And I'm sure you just saw the photos of my Vegan Cave Girl issue 2s that got squished by a postman. And I'm having to get extras printed free by the comic company because they didn't want that to happen and I didn't want that to happen. And they're having to file insurance against the postal service. So now I tend to do international tracking numbers on all of my comics. I know, it's a nightmare. But actually, when you consider it, I mean, I look at a lot of artwork on Etsy and stuff, and people are charging £15, £20 shipping for original artwork and stuff. And they don't even always provide a tracking number for that price. So I always try to keep my postage costs as low as I can for my followers and collectors, because I really respect you respecting wanting to get original comics and artworks from me, you know what I mean? I like that. I like to know that I'm giving a good little art bundle to a person and they're going to be happy. Cool. Impossible Man and Nightshade.